Hello, hello, hello. This is Aluna ASMR. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit new. So, what we're doing today is I have some Pokemon cards here. And this is going to be a video where you are guessing what Pokemon I'm talking about. But the way that I describe them are going to be a little bit different. So I know I've had videos where I say like the first and last letter, or I give you like trivia, like information about that Pokemon, and you guess like who they are. This time around, you're going to have to rely on what you know about how the Pokemon looks, specifically their colors. And I am having a little bit of a challenge on my own end as well, because I'm going to be describing the color of the Pokemon to you, but I can't say the color itself. Like, I have to describe what that color is. So let's say like Pikachu, like I would say, okay, the main color of this Pokemon is like the petals of a sunflower. So you're gonna have to rely on me to describe the color correctly, and then you are going to have to be able to guess what Pokemon I'm talking about. So this is gonna be an interesting one. I was thinking of something new that I could do with the Pokemon cards, and I know I always do like lots of like guess videos. This is something a little bit different, so we're gonna do that. I think my mind is also on anything with color, like colors in ASMR, because I've been watching a lot of, sorry, my chair is all squeaky and I'm like shaking my foot, but like color analysis videos. I've always wanted to do a color analysis video. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it where it's oriented with Pokemon, or just a color analysis video, period. I would love to get an actual color analysis done, but those things are like $100 a session, or like around that price, and I'm trying to save money for other things, so maybe that won't be a soon thing, but we'll see. I do have this first Pokemon right here, so once again, I described the color. You are gonna have to try and guess what Pokemon I'm talking about. Okay. Without further ado, I'm gonna start describing this Pokemon's color. So, this Pokemon has three main colors. Well, actually, it only really has three colors to it. The main color is sort of like a, how could I describe this? Like a blue bonnet, but not like, you know, like a blue bonnet, like specifically a blue bonnet where it's like maybe not noon, it's like a little bit darker in the day than that. That's a really weird way to describe this. It's not dark. Well, it's darkish. Okay, think of a blue bonnet. Think of a blue bonnet flower. I'm hoping everyone knows what that is. I'm assuming everyone does just because I'm from Texas, but the main color is blue bonnet. I guess you could say the color that really draws you in, so like the color that you'll notice because of like where it is on the Pokemon, is like, this is starting off relatively easy, like a ruby. So think of a blue bonnet. Think of a ruby. And then the third color is like, how can I describe this? The third color is, let's say, the petals of a sunflower. Let's go there. So blue bonnet, and then ruby, and then petals of a sunflower. But that third color is like, it's the least prevalent on this Pokemon's design. I don't know if that's enough hints. I'm gonna give a little bit of time for you to think about it. In case that's not enough hints for anyone. If you already guessed it, then great, good job. But if you haven't guessed it yet, this Pokemon does start with an S. It starts with an S. And if you still don't know, this Pokemon is a water type. It has a water typing on it, strongly associated with water. Okay, I think that's enough hints. So this Pokemon is Starmie. The blue bonnet coloring almost maybe might have thrown a lot of people off. I don't know, I looked at this color and the only thing I could think of really was Bluebonnet, because Bluebonnets aren't like super blue. Like there's like, it's like kind of like has like an indigo coloring to it, and Bluebonnets, at least the Bluebonnets that I think of, are like, they're not like a light blue or like they're not really like, this is not the blue that I would think of with a Bluebonnet. Like I'm thinking more like darker, like indigo sort of color. So hopefully y'all got that. I mean, it is called a Bluebonnet, so you knew it was blue of some sort, but that was the first Pokemon. We have the next one coming up. Okay. Alright, so this next Pokemon has 3 main colors, maybe kind of like a 4th one. Which of these should I describe first? Okay, let's go for the first color. I would say that the 2 first colors I want to describe on this Pokemon are relatively share the same amount of space on it, but certain colors do pop out more than others for certain reasons. So the first color that I'm going to describe for this Pokemon is like how could I say this? Like hay. You know, hay. Not like dead, wilty hay, but like nice hay. Like hay you would want to like lay your head on. This is like comfy hay that you could sleep on. That's the first color. Yep, that's what I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it. The second color, which I think shares about the same amount of space, if not a little bit more, on this Pokemon is like a like the graphite on a pencil. Not the color that you would get when you're drawing it on paper. That's too light. I mean like maybe more like art pencils. Like looking at the tip of an art pencil, like a really dark, like sketching pencil is like the color that I'm thinking. It might be darker, but at least based off of this card, it's like kind of along those lines. That's the second color. So we're thinking soft, comfy hay. And we're also thinking of like very dark graphite. Okay? The third color, which is definitely very much more of like an accent color on this Pokemon. It only really shows up in like one spot, I'd say. Yeah, one spot I think is like a I don't want to reuse descriptions, like a oh my god, I'm losing my mind, like the YouTube play button. Yeah, like a YouTube play button sort of color. That's the accent color. And then there's like a 4th color here. I guess you would normally see it on art or in games as well. Is like a salmon. Like the inside of a salmon. Like salmon that would be served in a Pokeball. Those are the hints that I have for y'all. So hay, dark graphite, YouTube play button, and like salmon and poke. If you're still not sure, I will give a couple more hints. This Pokemon starts with an M. And if that's still not enough hints, this Pokemon can be found in caves. Okay. I'm about to reveal this Pokemon. This Pokemon is Mawile. Hopefully I did okay at describing the certain yellow that Mawile is. And then in this particular drawing, it's not like black, like it is, but it's like very dark gray. Then there's the red, and then there's like that pinkish color. So there we go. Okay, we have the next card here. Now, this Pokemon is primarily one color. primarily one color. There's an accent color, but it's primarily one color. So this Pokemon is primarily like a how could I describe this? It's like a, I can't reuse descriptions. This is like a, I guess there's like another, there's like two accent colors. I don't know, when I'm looking at this Pokemon, I'm thinking paintbrush, and I don't know how much that's gonna help. Like a brand new paintbrush, like you go to a Hobby Lobby and you're just looking for like paintbrushes, like not anything like super fancy, but you just need paintbrushes, and you find a set of 6 and they all have the same color, and it's like the bristles of the brush, and you're like, oh, this will work just fine for this like painting that I need to make for my like community college art class that's due in like 2 days. Like that kind of like color. I feel like people could either be guessing 2 different colors, and I'm really hoping you're leaning towards what I'm seeing. See, you'll know what I mean once I show you the picture of why I'm describing a paintbrush specifically. I'm gonna stick with paintbrush. It might not make too much sense, but we're gonna go with it. I don't care. The other accent color is like a yeah, it has that color. It's like like roses that you would give specifically on Valentine's Day because they're so vibrant. Like vibrant roses that you would give on Valentine's Day. That's one of the accent colors. And the other accent color is like that might be a dead giveaway. I'm not gonna say that. Like a I like kind of overestimated how well I would describe colors. Like for lack of better term, carrot. Got a family with that one. So we're thinking paintbrush as the main color. Like this Pokemon is like 90% paintbrush, like brand new Hobby Lobby paintbrush. And then the one of the accent colors is Valentine's Day vibrant rose, and then the second accent color is carrot. But it's primarily paintbrush. If you're still not sure, this Pokemon's name starts with an N. And this is like, I would say it's a fairly classic Pokemon because of the generation that it comes from. Yeah. And if that's still not enough, I'm gonna give the hint that I was gonna give, but I was like, oh, that's too obvious of a hint. When I was describing the second accent color, I was thinking the primary color that you would see on like not Google Chrome, not Safari, but Firefox. You may have just gotten it. This Pokemon is Ninetales. So this is what I meant by paintbrush, right? Like I'm thinking of paintbrushes that have that kind of like yellow color to them on the bristles. And in this, Ninetale looks like that she's made up of a bunch of like paintbrushes. You know, you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? And I couldn't say like hey again or something because that's cheating, and you would have known that I was talking about like a softer, lighter yellow, so I didn't say that. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, here is the next Pokemon. I think this one will be a relatively decent guess, hopefully. Okay, so this Pokemon, not primary, well, the main color, the color that catches your eye the quickest with this Pokemon, I would describe it as like, let's make this simple. Like you go outside and it's like 12 p.m. and you look up into the sky and it's that color. it's not cloudy, it's a pretty clear night, but because you live like not fairly close to the city, but you know there's cities nearby, it's kind of hard to see the stars, so you really only see like the expanse of the sky, and it's that color. This Pokemon is mainly that color. The second color, which takes up, I would say, like 40%, maybe like 35% of this Pokemon, is like, I would say, like the color that a bride would paint her nails. Get the idea. And then the two accent colors, very accent. There's not much of it, but it is very much on this Pokemon because it stands out due to the other colors in this color scheme. The two other accent colors, one of them is like if there's like Gatorades in a fridge and you don't want fruit punch, so you go for the other one because they usually have it in that flavor anyway, and you don't want fruit punch. You're just like, okay, give me the other Gatorade. I don't know how much sense that made. That's one of the accent colors. And then the other accent color is like, I need to do some annotating. Let me grab my utensil that will annotate these words. I might be overcomplicating this. But yeah. So, expanse of the sky at 12 at night. Yeah. Second color is nails of a bride. And then the two accent colors are Gatorade you would get if there's no fruit punch available, and writing utensil you would use to annotate a paper. Okay, but it's primarily the first two colors that I described. Very much so. Okay, if that still was not enough hints for you, another hint I will give is that this Pokemon's name starts with a Z. Easy. And the other hint that I will give, which could be a pretty big hint, especially have the ability to check it right now, is that this is one of the Pokemon that I have on my channel banner. My chair is squeaking a lot. I might need to check if the screws are getting loose again. Okay. Without further ado, this Pokemon is Zebstrika. So there's like black, because it's like the night sky, and then white because a bride is, what other color is she gonna paint her nails? White. And then the two accent colors, so there is the blue and the yellow, because like, I mean, I feel like the most common flavors of Gatorade, either fruit punch or the blue one. I don't know what the blue one is called. I think most people don't know what blue is called. I also thought it was funny, I think I had Gatorade on my mind because I went mini golfing recently, and I asked for a Gatorade, and she was like, okay, do you want the red one or the blue one? I was like, well, I know the red one's called fruit punch, but what's the blue one called? Raspberry? Blue raspberry? Or is it called something else? I don't know. But anyway, let's go to let's do this one. I'm a little bit worried about my phone space because it keeps saying low storage, and I am not recording this again. So we're just gonna hope we finish this video on time. And if there's an abrupt cut, then there will be an abrupt cut. Also, my chair is driving me crazy. Oh my god. Don't you love how casual these videos are? Okay. So, this is the next Pokemon. I would say the color of its body is like, I want to say the color of its body is like say you're in Minecraft and you're making a bunch of dyes and you throw a cactus in a furnace and you grab some ore that you would use for enchanting, so just lapis, I guess. You get some cactus, you get some lapis, and you put them together in the crafting table, and you have more lapis than cactus. Like you're mixing up your dye, and it's more lapis than cactus. That's the color of the body. And that's where I will leave it. And then the other part of this Pokemon, I don't know if it at least in this drawing, it looks like it takes up more surface area, but it's not on the body. Like maybe the eyes, but this is like on top of this Pokemon, on top of the body. Like the body is here with the lapis and cactus smushed together, more lapis and cactus, and then on top it's a different color. It's the color of like a pencil eraser, but brighter. Like take like a typical like eraser on a school pencil, like on a number 2 pencil, but it's like brighter than that. Like turn up the saturation on that, and that's like on top of the body. So here's the body, and on top is like the color of like a super bright like pencil eraser. And then the eyes are like kind of that color, except maybe if you mashed in like berries, I don't know. I feel like that's making less sense. But this Pokemon has mainly 2 colors, and it's those 2 colors. And I guess there's like another color, but like you don't really see that color as much as the 2 other colors. That color would be like, there's like spots of like Rumi's jacket. If you haven't watched that movie, that's too bad. Like Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters. Like there's spots of the color of her jacket. Like the jacket that she wears in like the beginning of the movie, I guess. I think that's primarily in the beginning of the movie. Like her like outfit that you usually see people like dressed up in as. Yeah. I feel like I described that enough. And if you're still not sure about Squeaky, oh my god. And if you're still not sure about who this Pokemon is, it starts with a V. And if you're still not sure, this Pokemon is... I personally like using this Pokemon because I think grass-type Pokemon are really fun to use, and also the certain moves that this Pokemon usually uses if you're using it competitively or in Showdown or just in like a normal like playthrough, I guess. Starts with a V. Okay, that's all I'm gonna give you. This Pokemon is Vileplume.